Julia Stiles has finally weighed on the potential for Lumen Pierce to return in Dexter, Resurrection, but there's a big narrative reason why her appearance wouldn't make sense. With the upcoming sequel series Dexter, Resurrection being released on Paramount Plus with Showtime this summer, the anticipation to see some familiar faces return is rapidly growing. It's already been confirmed that the show is bringing back Angel Batista, Harry Morgan, and Harrison Morgan alongside Michael C. Hall's titular killer, but there are still some important missing living characters from the original series who could appear. One such character whose return was hoped for back in Dexter, New Blood is Lumen Pierce, portrayed in the original show by Julia Stiles. Lumen was only on Dexter Season 5, but she played a major role in his story as his first romance following Rita's death, his second killing accomplice, and the only living person who knew the entire truth about his serial killing. Though Lumen departed to live a normal life after killing Jordan Chase, she always has the potential to return in Dexter's life, but that would be a huge mistake for Stiles' character. Lumen can't return without risking getting caught for killing Jordan Chase and being Dexter's accomplice. Lumen's return would risk her crimes being exposed. The biggest problem with Lumen coming back into Dexter's world is that she would risk being exposed for her murders back in Dexter Season 5. After she was assaulted and held captive by Boyd Fowler and Jordan Chase, Lumen teamed up with Dexter as the two got revenge on her attackers, having also learned about their history of killing women in the Barrel Girl Gang. While Dexter murdered the others, it was Lumen who killed Alex Tilden and Jordan Chase by stabbing them in the heart. Lumen and Dexter got away with the murders and Julia Stiles' character left Miami in Dexter's Season 5 finale, stating that her darkness was gone after killing all the members of the Barrel Girl Gang. It doesn't seem that Lumen and Dexter had any contact after that point, but she would still be referenced in Dexter Season 7 when Maria LaGuerta put the pieces together that Lumen was his girlfriend and accomplice in Jordan Chase's murder. Of course, Deb killing Maria LaGuerta, to save Dexter, meant that information never got out, keeping Lumen's secret safe, but if Lumen were to be one of the characters returning in Dexter, Resurrection, her murders might finally be exposed. Dexter was outed as the Bay Harbor Butcher in Dexter, New Blood's ending, so the authorities are apt to sort back through all of his suspected murders and any that could fit the timeline and his MO. That would include the Barrel Girl Gang, which might lead them to Lumen. If she were to come back and give the authorities another chance to associate her with Dexter, the chances of her being jailed for her crimes would be much higher. Julia Stiles is right about Lumen's character arc and the dangers of reuniting with Dexter Morgan. Lumen can't risk descending into darkness with Dexter again. Julia Stiles as Lumen Pierce looking stern in Dexter Season 5. When asked by Screen Rant whether she might return as Lumen Pierce in Dexter, Resurrection, Julia Stiles responded with uncertainty about reprising her role. The actress explained that Lumen's chapter closed at the end because she went back into the light, elaborating that she wasn't sure how her character would descend into darkness again in Dexter, Resurrection. Stiles is ultimately right about Lumen's ending, and how she showed the potential for characters to be sucked into the darkness of killing and vengeance but still escape it. Dexter felt that he was destined to always be consumed by his dark passenger and urge to kill, with Lumen proving that wasn't necessarily the case. Dexter always had the power to leave it behind, just as he did in the decade after Dexter's original series ending, but he chose to succumb to his dark passenger and take up killing again in New Blood. If Stiles were to reprise her role as Lumen Pierce in Dexter, Resurrection, the show would have to avoid sending her character back into that darkness. Lumen's arc yielded one of Dexter's most optimistic messages, especially given the series' metaphors for addiction with the urge to kill, and bringing her back as a killer would disappointingly undermine the deeper meaning behind Lumen's story. If she reunited with Dexter, Lumen might not be able to resist that urge again, so it's best to leave her character at Dexter Season 5's strong ending. How Dexter, Resurrection could still bring back Lumen Pierce for a cameo. Dexter could speak with Lumen in a vision. Even if Lumen doesn't make a proper recurring return in Dexter, Resurrection, her character could still appear in the show's future. It's possible that Dexter could figure out a way to contact Lumen and let her know that the police are aware of his crimes, and that she should be careful given how easily she could be tied to some of them. With Angel Batista returning in Dexter, Resurrection, he could also potentially try to track down Lumen to speak to her about the Barrel Girl Gang given his unofficial investigation into Dexter and Maria LaGuerta's murder. However, if Batista ended up finding Lumen and speaking to her, Dexter would most likely take the fall for her crimes and tell the authorities that she's innocent. Lumen could also appear through a vision by Dexter in the upcoming sequel series. Like in New Blood, Dexter might have hallucinations of people from his past in Dexter, Resurrection, so he could end up imagining a conversation with Lumen about how she returned to the light after succumbing to the darkness.